and just let ourselves get cozy like little birdies perching in a tree, and how they get so excited in the morning too. And you can roll your shoulders up and back and down, or let yourself wiggle a little bit and feel your sit bones on the wherever you're sitting. And just take a moment to breathe to the belly and expand the belly and expand our awareness to our hips and our legs. And then into the earth, and just how good it feels to connect with the earth's vibration, and feeling that connection, and even visualizing like we're feeling deeper into the earth, like how roots go into the earth, and there's this whole bacteria and communication between the roots and the soil and the other roots and trees, and even deeper into the earth, like all the way down to the center of the earth. There's this hot magma in the center of the earth. There's just, this planet is so beautiful. It's so alive. It's bubbling deep within its core. And sometimes it comes all the way up to the surface at different areas, and it creates like this rumbling. And there's an energy, and the energy, it builds up. And there's a negative charge at the South Pole, and there's a positive at the North Pole, and there's a field that runs through it, and it shoots out the North Pole. That's what the northern lights are that we see, and it cycles around, and it creates the stratosphere, the electromagnetic field that we're able to live in. We're in this like the womb of the earth, really. And just take a deep breath in, and we can allow ourselves to just feel like little babies, really, in this worldly womb, and this perfect energy or environment that's created as we inhale and feel the oxygen move into the belly. And there's so much love in that. Just that in and of itself, kind of like just really doing a nature meditation, whether you're, sitting under a tree. It's one of my favorite things to do, which is interesting because so many of the great teachers, they loved that too. So there really is something to nature, and just either visualizing it and really feeling, from that visualization helps us to feel that connection. And that's what helps us to physically feel better, because then our cells harmonize with that frequency. And we breathe into the healing of the rejuvenating frequency of how our adrenal glands can really rest and feel nurtured and loved and supported, just like a baby that knows its mother is holding it and protecting it, or, even, or a father, or, there's this protective energy really that we all crave, and we're in it. So as we take a deep breath in, feel like we're in this protection, that we're protected and guided by the divine in every moment of our lives. And repeat that in your mind over and over and over again throughout your days. I am protected and guided by the divine. I'm in this worldly womb, or this cosmic womb. And let your womb, let your belly, let your adrenal glands, let your lower chakras feel that. And that's, this is a healing meditation when we really breathe in and feel that and settle into that sense of like, I am safe, and I am protected, and I am guided. That's how we heal the lower chakras. And it makes sense, right? Because the fight or flight gets us all hyped up, and we're like, we need to protect ourselves. And sometimes we do, because we do live in a pretty primal world. We're all learning and growing and evolving. Sometimes we need to be aware of other humans that aren't really highly evolved, because they can do things that aren't thoughtful and harm us, and they can be selfish, and we have to watch that within ourselves too. We can be selfish, but as we evolve, we bring our awareness up to that that third chakra, and we can breathe into it and just feel a sense of like pride in our growing awareness and in our mind, because we should feel proud of ourselves. We're doing something that helps us to think about who we are. We're practicing mindfulness, we're practicing jnana yoga, we're practicing Raja Yoga, meditation, we're breathing, we're practicing the 8-limb path of yoga, we're practicing really, all the things that we know are good for us. We're open to all of it. So as you take a deep breath in, just silently within yourself, this is another mantra you want to repeat over and over and over, is I am open to receive. I am so open to receive more love, more light, more happiness. I'm open to being a helpful being in this world, to creating the kingdom of heaven in my world, within my being, for one. And that's really, I think, the lower chakras really have to feel it. And I think that's where the healing comes in. Like if we're not healed, from my perspective and me evolving my consciousness, it's really hard to feel blissful. It's really hard to understand the higher realms that we're able to enter into. And so doing these, and this can be a basic meditation that we do with our friends, with our family. It's just belly breaths, feel the earth below us, and really that's it. Just, what's something you love to do in nature, visualize yourself there, be there, go for a walk in nature and sit under a tree and just be there and just enjoy that worldly womb that we're in, and just be conscious of that. Be conscious of the love and the support. That's a big shift in our awareness and how we can really develop up into the mind and the awareness of ourself and our interconnected wholeness, and learning to be more humble and to allowing ourselves to not know when we don't know, to say I don't know, and to equally be just as excited and feel good about ourselves when we do have an insight, when we do have an awareness that we can share, when we have, a little bit of something that we can share with the people that we love, and really just be centered. Just have a nice straight spine and the energy can flow up freely. And also this is the center of our mind's equilibrium that can very easily be thrown off through what we eat. Same, all these lower chakras are just nurturing the physical being, the mind, and the ability to think and to observe the mind, and to observe the mind, observing the mind. And so just being very mindful, basically. This first, second, and third chakra is basically like what we think of as a mindfulness practice. And then we go beyond it, and it just becomes like pure love. We open our heart center, and you can just visualize a light coming up through the solar plexus and up into the heart and into the back of the heart, and really letting yourself breathe and stretch and feel your inner light opening up all throughout you. And like my love too, sending to you and helping you to be conscious of all the areas of your heart center, the back and the front and the sides, and just your mantra is, I am open to receive. I'm open to receiving this healing, this opening, this love, from my own indwelling spirit, but also just, from me too, my love, sharing with you and helping you to open your heart. And that helps me to open my heart. And that's why, they always say it is really important for us to gather. We need each other. We need to share our love. We're not meant to just be, isolated. We need to share. That's a part of being alive. And, we've gotten so independent in our individual homes and our, individual families, but the more love we share, the more love we get to feel and experience. So this can be this is our chakra, the heart chakra of thoughtfulness, of what could I do to help somebody today? Is there anybody that needs my help? And that will open our hearts even more. And relax the shoulders, maybe roll the shoulders, and whatever we got to do to open the heart. Give lots of hugs to the people you love, and just be present in our heart with the people we love in a non-reactive place. That would be like our fourth chakra practices. Can you just feel love when somebody's really, really, really upset or in a bad place? Can you just breathe into your heart and still feel the love and look at them like you're looking at them through your heart, and your eyes are just kind of shining light out from your heart center, from your pureness of being, not from your reaction, not from your primal brain, not from the base of the skull is that amygdala, or they call it the primal brain, or the adrenal glands, the chemicals, or are you noticing when you get a rise? And then you can take a deep breath in and send love to the rise, and think of the rise as just like your younger self. It is your younger self. It's your less evolved self. And sometimes it is necessary. It's like, no, yeah, we want to use the primal brain right now. We need to, switch lanes really fast or something. And we're super grateful, still with a deep breath, and then calming the whole system so that we don't get too much cortisol going in the body. We don't, have too much adrenaline. We don't over deplete ourselves. We have really strong adrenal glands. We have a really strong primal sense of ourself, and it's, full of life force energy when we need it. But hopefully we can be in a state where we don't need it, but we're more prepared. And so just a deep breath in for compassion for ourselves and those we love, and just let that move up into the throat, and our expression of ourselves and what we love to do. And even if, this morning I was just singing, I was just inspired to sing, and I'm not a good singer at all, but just the vibration opening up in my throat and my heart, it just felt really good. And I was just trying to sing, and sometimes the notes were nice and sometimes they're not so nice, but the point is really to just be like a little birdie, like how the birds sing in the morning. There's a joyfulness, and it's such a beautiful place to be if we can wake up in the morning and be joy. Are we supporting ourselves so that we get a good night's sleep, and that our days aren't too stressful, so that we can wake up and we can feel that singing in our heart, and maybe even sing sometimes, and let the energy come up. And then gazing at the point between the eyebrows, think of the divine, and developing our prefrontal cortex and the opening of the third eye center, which really isn't, it's not a physical eye. I remember thinking that too when I was first learning the third eye, what is that? It's such a mystery. I want to open my third eye. I want to connect with it. Or, and I had a student the other day say, I'm not really sure where my third eye is. I can't find it, she said. And I was like, oh, it's not like it's just this whole area of the prefrontal cortex, and we're opening up an energy. Don't think of it as like a thing. It's just a word really to describe where to focus. That point between the eyebrows, and when we inhale, just imagine this area opening up, getting filled with life force, and helping our psychic sense to open up. And they call it a third eye because you get more psychic, so it's like another eye of awareness is opening up within us as a more sensitive sense. And then just another deep breath in. And releasing and letting go. And I thought maybe we could just do a little sounding as well, since I was inspired with a little sounding. And it really is a beautiful way to just make sure everything is nice and open and harmonizing. So first we make the sound ah gently to just love on those lower chakras. So we can take a deep breath in. And then you just make the sound and then we can just make the sound O, help the heart chakra open. Take a big breath in. And you just go ooh sound brings the energy up into the throat a little higher. So inhale. Ooh. And then a big breath in. Let's just do a few ohms just to really soothe our whole nervous system. Inhaling in. Just a couple more. And just observe and just be aware of the energy, how it's able to move up into those higher centers. And just releasing and letting go. With another gentle breath in, picturing the air all around us as just love. And just remembering that is all it is. It's just this love all around us. And our body is a sponge and we are open to receive. And maybe say a prayer too. What is it that what do you want to be open to receive? What do you want? What do you need? What kind of healing do we want to manifest? Let's just take a few moments to think about that. Just more of this, more awareness of this presence and this love that's here that we can tap into as much as we want all throughout the day. And it doesn't even have to be, an official sitting down, tuning into it, an official meditation. It can just be a remembrance, a breath, and like a relaxing of the cells and a remembrance that we're being guided, and just a sense of joy, just like the little birdies have it every day, or just like, the animals, dogs, kitties, they have this just sense of, when they feel like relaxing, they relax. And we can bring our hands up towards the sky like we're catching all this good energy, and then just send it to one another, and then hands to our heart. And I honor the divine in each of you. Love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.